As the 2023 elections draw closer, all eyes are on INEC to deliver, just as pressure is mounting on the electoral umpire to deviate from its plans for a credible conduct. Now, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has assured Nigerians that there is no plan to discard the use of the Bimodal Voter Accreditation System, BVAS, and the electronic transmission of results for the 2023 elections. INEC Chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, said that the Commission is determined to deploy the BVAS technology for the conduct of free, fair, and credible and transparent elections in 2023 and beyond. Let's share the story with you.
This training by the Independent National Electoral Commission is focused on the use of technology in the conduct of transparent elections. The elections are barely 4 months ahead, and the electoral umpire INEC is stepping up efforts for the exercise. The chairman of the commission says technological devices will be deployed to improve the conduct.
Most Nigerians are more familiar with the Bimodal Voter Accreditation System, the BVAS, which doubles as accreditation device as well as the upload of polling unit level result sheets on election day on or to the INEC result viewing portal, the IREV, in real time. These innovations have increased transparency and public confidence in the electoral process. They are also part of the legal requirements for conducting elections in Nigeria.
Having credible elections is on the front burner.
This training is significant, and as it represents a huge opportunity for the Commission to enhance transparency and the credibility of elections through deployment of technology on a large scale for the conduct of the 2023 general elections, using the Electoral Act 2022.
The participants are expected to domesticate the training as part of a greater effort in improving how elections are conducted in the country. Sifon Asian, TVC News, Abuja.
All right, in 2015, we had the card reader, and that card reader had its limitation. It was just, your thumb that it could recognize, and that time we had this incident form. If the card reader cannot recognize your thumb, you fill the incident form, and and it was even backed by a legislation as at that time. Now we have something that this BVAS now. You have your hand, you have your identification, and then you have the back of your card reader, and bimodal, as it's called. But a lot of people have said this thing is not perfect, that you might not need to deploy it for 2023 election. And INEC is saying, no going back.
No, I think there are some opposition elements who have been going around saying that there is a plan in place to compromise the election in favor of the APC. And these same people are the ones carrying the rumor that the Buhari administration will sack the INEC chairman. They are saying all kinds of things. They are saying the BVAS, that they will bypass the BVAS just so that they can rig the election for the APC. This is the main reason the INEC chairman has had to come out to say, no, we have reformed some of our electoral processes and we intend to stand by the reforms that we have made. We are constantly rejigging the whole process, just so that our elections can become more credible, more transparent, and instill confidence in the ordinary voter. So I'm not surprised that INEC is saying all this. I have no reason to believe that INEC will not use the BVAS, because that would damage its standing before their international partners. INEC needs these partners in a tremendous way. So the moment they sense that you are not committed to consistent reform that will make our elections more credible, they are going to withdraw
if you don't even
the level of
use the
support.
Law. If you don't even use the BVAS, you've not voted, you can't vote. there's nothing like incident form again. If you don't go through, is either you go through that BVAS or nothing.
Well, I want to hope that INEC will do that across our country.
Because that is what is in the new electoral law.
But you see,
implement it.
INEC regulation says that where violence is recorded in some polling centers, that they should not return results from those places. A lot of the INEC recs and all that, especially during the off-season election of 2020, Kogi and Bayelsa, they return results from places where violence was recorded. So it's one thing it's one thing to have the law, cast in stone. It's another thing for an INEC official to have the courage to implement fully what's in the law. And we can only advise them to do exactly what the law prescribes, what their own rule book says. Do it. That way, our electoral process will be deepened and more Nigerians will believe. In fact, it will reflect in quality in the form of leadership that emerges once we can chase away leaders who refuse to work for the people. Honestly, we will begin to have good leaders. But a situation in which leaders think that whether we like it or not, they will win election, how are we going to get them to work for us? They won't feel that they are responsible to us because they can bribe their way to victory. They can use thugs to win election.
This reform has been backed by the law, and we have an electoral act that's been signed by Mr. President.
We have had elections in Edo, Ondo, Ekiti, and Osun. INEC tried the BVAS with Ondo, just as a test case. But the full deployment and electronic transmission started with Ekiti election. And in elections ended 6 o'clock. By 8 o'clock, we already knew who the winner was. That's for Ekiti. The same thing in Osun. So now, in those two states, they were APC-controlled states. In Ekiti, APC won. In Osun, PDP defeated an incumbent. So why are people still being skeptical that elections will be rigged?
Yes.
However, INEC must make sure that it perfects its technology.
Because it's not perfect.
It's not perfect. Why am I saying so? Now, the APC is in the tribunal in Osun today to challenge the result of that election because they claim that especially in 749 polling units, the number of voters, accredited voters, were more than the number of the ones
that turned up to vote
recorded by BVAS. Now, INEC...
That means they bypassed BVAS on a number of occasions.
That is it.
They bypassed it.
Now, INEC... the court compelled INEC to release the report of the BVAS to the two political parties. And within a space of 12 days, INEC issued 2 different BVAS reports, claiming that it was yet to sync. And the law says that you must not announce the result of an election until you are able to sync. So why did you announce the result? So that case is in court. So maybe that is why some people are being skeptical.
No, people have seen now that it is possible to bypass the BVAS.
BVAS, yeah.
Because some of the reports of overvoting that I heard about Osun, honestly, I was shocked. I didn't expect it. I thought that since I didn't hear of such things in Anambra, so I didn't expect that in such an election we'll start hearing of overvoting in some polling centers.
Let me explain now.
That hurts the credibility of the election.
Of the election. You see, some people, if you want to rig, you must be smart. Some people are so stupid. Now, INEC will give you, if you are 1,000 registered voters in polling unit A, INEC will give you the names of all the 1,000 registered voted in that polling unit. So those who want to rig stupidly will go and record 950, thinking they are smart. Whereas out of the 1,000, maybe only 800 collected PVCs. But INEC will not publish the names of those who collected PVCs alone. It is those who register, which is the 1,000. So bearing in mind that PVC collection is just about 80%. So maybe out of the 1,000, 800 collected PVCs. Out of the 800,
950.
yes, out of the 800, maybe like maximum of 700 will come to vote. Now you have recorded 950, which means they bypassed BVAS. They were just thinking. I'm not saying that's what happened, but it is looking like that is what we are seeing.
Well, if BVAS didn't accredit a certain number of voters,
I don't understand.
and results were returned ahead of the number of people that BVAS accredited.
I think we need somebody in charge of INEC IT
something
to talk to us on this. And
Honestly,
Mr.
it would have been a very seamless thing because, I mean, the back end, even I registered, I have the INEC portal. I was monitoring the election as it was coming in. I could see it. It will tell you the percentage of the
results they are uploaded.
Yeah, they are uploading polling unit by polling unit.
And real time.
Real time, it keeps going. But the syncing, which is where INEC is hiding now, and that syncing has to do with internet connection. They will tell you it is here to sync. So if it's here to sync, why declare results? So that's what they are going to argue in court. But
so all these guys at CUPP, the rest of them, they're already raising alarm that they have information that the election will be rigged for the APC and all
I think
that.
it's too early for us to sow that seed in the mind of
It
Nigerians.
can discourage a lot of our people from even taking part in the electoral process. If at this stage you are already saying that
the
you
result
are
will be
sure they are
predetermined.
going to rig the election, it's just not. INEC should be given benefit of the doubt, but INEC should also do its best to perfect
sure
its
that
processes
we have the full
and leave no room for people to say, no, you didn't do well here, you didn't do well here.
Okay, Moji Jamiu, thank you. Thank you for your contribution. And Vicky, thank you for your contribution.